Joining us now is Dr. Scott Gottlieb. He's former FDA commissioner, sits on the boards of Pfizer and Illumina, and is a CNBC contributor. Great to have you on a Friday, Dr. Gottlieb. I know there's been a lot of discussion around the Pfizer vaccine distribution, which is now in progress. You talked about it a little bit this morning, and some states are complaining that they haven't gotten enough supply or as much supply as they initially were promised. Pfizer's saying that it has supply sitting in warehouses, unsure of what to do. How overall do you think this is all going?
Well, look, I think they're taking a cautious approach early on as they distribute the vaccine. I think that they've been honest about that. There seems to have been some miscommunication with the states. So I think there's been some updated guidance to the states over the course of the day in terms of how much they're going to be getting next week. But also keep in mind, there's been a difficult experience with the antibody drugs where the government pushed out the antibody drugs to the states and they haven't been infused. They haven't been delivered. A lot of states have not using those drugs. So I think that there is some caution on the part of the federal government about pushing out too much vaccine supply into the supply chain right now. I'd be leaning forward, given the magnitude of this crisis, and doing more perhaps to support the states in distributing these therapeutics. But I do think that they're trying to take a cautious approach here.
Pfizer is expected to bring 25 million doses by the end of this month. Moderna will be adding 20 million doses. How much can the supply chain handle? What is the maximum in a given week that you think these companies can send out and actually get delivered to their destination?
Well, the logistics, I don't think, is the real challenge. I think the logistics in this country and even the cold chain is pretty sophisticated and can actually ship a lot from point A to point B. I think the challenge is on the last mile, the states distributing these vaccines. Now, in December, these vaccines are largely being distributed through nursing homes and through hospitals to healthcare personnel. So I do think the system has the capacity to absorb more supply, because when you talk to the individual hospitals, they have lists of people that they're going to be vaccinating, and those lists are much longer than vaccines that they're going to have available. And they obviously have trained personnel who could deliver more vaccine. So I think if you surge supply in December, the system can absorb it. I think the bigger challenge is going to be in January when states start to vaccinate individuals in the community, elderly individuals, people who are essential workers from disadvantaged communities. That might be harder to reach, where the states are going to have to go out and find individuals who are eligible to be vaccinated and get them into distribution sites, vaccine distribution sites. That's going to be a bigger challenge. And so I think that the hardships, the challenges are going to become much more apparent in January. In December, I think the system could absorb more vaccine right now.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.